For a long time, I had no idea that I had a learning disability, and my parents really had no idea. What I could tell and what they could tell is that I was a high-functioning student, but somehow I just was struggling. My mother, after kind of struggling with me for a really, really long time, took the initiative to do something about it. She wanted a place where students like me could go and receive the type of help and accommodations that I wasn't able to get when I was going to school.
As a parent of a child with learning disabilities, I saw a need with other parents to support one another and to provide resources for our students and to support the families as they work with students with learning disabilities. So I met with Dr. Henderson and said, I think that we have a need in the community. Dr. Henderson came back to WT and met with his faculty. They were excited about the opportunity, so we started the Center for Learning Disabilities, and our mission is to support parents, teachers, and students as they deal with learning disabilities.
One of the driving forces for me was when my son was in 3rd grade and teachers were saying to me, your son needs to try harder. And yet at home, when I would work with him at home, he worked hard. He worked so hard that there were tears in his eyes many evenings. It wasn't that he needed to learn to work harder. What he needed to learn to do was to work smarter. When I discovered that, what I do today is not a job, but at that point in time, it became a passion.
And to me, one of the most heartbreaking aspects for so many of these children is that they are put in a position where they feel stupid, they feel incapable. And children who have a learning disability are by no means stupid. They learn differently.
One of the goals for the Center for Learning Disabilities is to provide education for the whole Texas Panhandle, the public as well as teachers and parents. So in our community outreach, we have parent workshops. They happen once a month, and we meet as parents and we talk about some of the issues. We always have a guest speaker and a topic that is pertinent to where we are. And we hope to support one another and to provide resources and answers to parents.
We encourage them to bring their children to the meetings. We work with the children while the parents are learning.
While the parents have been provided with information from the various speakers, I have been working with the students on helping them develop academic and social skills to help them manage and succeed socially and, more importantly, academically.
We provide an annual conference for parents and for teachers, for educators, for future educators, for WT students, and we do it at no cost.
We really didn't know anything about special education. We were just kind of stumbling through it early on with trying to do the best we could. When we became aware of these meetings, we began to realize that, boy, there's just a whole lot we don't know. And that's what we share with other people. Boy, if you've never been through this before, you need the kind of help that you can get at these sessions. We both have college degrees, and I've been a professional all my life. And I found as I tried to read through the school district's information, it was confusing. And so it's been a big help here for them to help us begin to understand and break it down into layman's language. Everybody who's going through that kind of a process needs to come to a meeting like this, even if it's just once or twice, to get a basic idea of what am I doing here.
I have 2 children that are dyslexic. My son was struggling in school. I was pretty much alone and felt alone. I felt like my kid was the only one in the world that was struggling. Now I know that there's millions of kids that struggle day to day. They have a great deal of education in their meetings. It helps you know about ARD meetings and individual education plans. Anything that you need to know, if it doesn't cover that in a meeting, they always have a resource to direct you. I feel more comfortable going into a school setting and talking with teachers and principals. And I think they help out a lot because the children, they're welcome at the meetings and they see that there's other kids that are just like them and that they're struggling. And hey, they think, I'm not the only one, and all these people are here to help me. It's helped out so much. His confidence has jumped 100%. People don't realize that kids that are struggling, it ruins their self-esteem. There's so much pressure for a child to fit in and to learn like every other student. Life is hard, and then you throw in a learning difference, and that makes it completely harder. It's hard for families.
WT has provided us with this opportunity to reach out into the community, into the Panhandle area, and throughout Texas.
When I approached Dr. Henderson with the idea, I was pleasantly surprised that the university was receptive to the needs of our community, and how wonderful it has been to work with both the faculty and the administration at West Texas A&M.
We did not know that WT was putting something like this on, but boy, they get kudos for having put the time and the energy and the resources into doing something like this. It truly does reach out to and benefit the community if the community will just step up and take advantage of what's being provided.
You know, I'm really, really proud of my mom. What she's done is she's tried to help create a place that'll give students a helping hand and a solid path forward. There are so many kids out there who have learning disabilities, and they can achieve and they can succeed.
We look forward to it just continuing to improve, and we've noticed from the time that we started when she was in early elementary school till now when she's in the 7th grade, I don't know how you would measure the difference, but it's just been, we can see it, we can feel it, we've experienced it.
Oh yes, she's a lot happier, seems to be able to deal with things. Jasmine and I don't have the conflicts at home. I've learned so much how to discuss things with her, and it's kind of helped diffuse me, taught me how to work with her.
And the feedback that I have been getting from the children as I have worked with them has been very positive, and they have used some of the skills to be successful.
One thing we've noticed is that the folks that put these on, you can just tell very quickly that they really care. It's made a difference in the life of our students. It's made a difference in our lives.
Without the meetings and the resources, I don't know where we would be.
The one thing that I would love to see is for a student to be in a classroom and for them to be supported, and for teachers to do away with statements like try harder or you're being lazy, you're not trying hard enough. If those teachers could only walk in the shoes of those students, they would understand that it's a difficult journey. But with support and with encouragement, those students can be just as successful as any other child.